wanna see a show, I flip on the book of face. Yeah, I know where to go. There's a man over there into the music scene, showing lots of love for the community. With great advice, I know who I should go see. So all around town radio show is where I go for the latest planned info. So all around town radio show for the music that comforts my soul. It's the All Around Town Radio Show. The All Around Town Radio.
Hey, everybody, welcome to the program. It's a Monday. It's our weekend update, and I'll be right back with you.
It's the Weekend Review.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Bible coming for you. Speaking with the fans, sometimes they don't show well. Whatever, man.
Schnitzel.
Coming, who's playing out?
Jeff Vance, first up on the YouTube.
Yes. Ready to race some hell.
Get these around my head here. There we go. Woo. Hi, Glenn, checking in on YouTube. Jim Kilroy on the Book of Face. Izzy in the house. What's up, buddy? Hope you had fun in Florida. Are you back? Freezing your baguettes off? Yeah, that's a shocker. I know when I used to live in Florida and come back up here, man, shocker it is. John Esper, thank you for checking in from Columbus area. Kevin Cooper in the house. The Coop. Hi, Heather. Heather with a lot of last name. Oh, welcome to the program. Thank you, sweet sister Mercy, for the theme song today. Let's kill that, though. Okay, there we go. Hey, how y'all doing out there? Everybody doing well today on this crappy Monday? First snow of the season. I had about 2 inches here at the house. So, yeah, it was pretty wild. And Glenn said yesterday once more was a great show. Good. I was glad I got to have him on the show here the other day. That was fun. And I hope it was an incredible show that they had. They're nice people. They really are. Rick Kern, good to see you yesterday as well, my friend, and hear you play. As always, you were fantastic. And it's amazing how you guys can just throw that into a blender and make it happen. It really is really cool. Hi, Valerie. Thank you for joining us. Tony in the house from Hindsight. Bob Klein in the house from Rock House. How do we say that? Rock House right there. Good to have you with us. Hi, Chad. Good to see you yesterday, my friend. Sean Cooper in the house. Sean Cooper, join us. Brad from Abe's Lincoln. How are you, Brad? Howdy. What a pleasure it was to see you play on Saturday night. It was. Yes. And Izzy is back. Much, much colder here. Yeah, when it's 85 down there and you get off that plane at CVG, you're like, no. The jetway's even cold, man. That's terrible. And good to have you all with us today on this Monday, November the 10th, everybody. It's my daughter Taylor's birthday. Got to give her a big shout out. Yes, I'm not going to tell you how old she is because she's my youngest. And if I tell you how old she is, man, it makes me feel old. But good to have the birthday girl around, Taylor, today. And there's a picture of her on my page with her dog, Franklin, who's bigger than she is. He's a beast. It's like 185 pounds worth of dog. Big thing. He's a bear, literally. So, welcome to your number one source for live local music news, bands, venues, and more. And your home for everything music here at All Around Town Radio, guys. And don't forget, through the week, share our shows if you can. We'd appreciate that very much. If you can hit the share button once in a while on them and share them with your music-loving friends. And If they haven't followed our page yet, we did reach our 10,000 goal on the page, but if they haven't, please invite them to follow the page. Hey, Megan, how'd you like that picture? I knew she was going to be hating on me for a picture I posted of her. But, you know, it's all in fun, Meg. It is. It's great to see you Saturday as well, trying to be incognito, hiding under the hat, but it didn't work. She couldn't avoid the wrath of her fans. She couldn't. So last week, Who's Playing Out? Still down on the numbers on that show, guys. Like I said, we're trying to make a determination in 2026 if we're going to keep that one rolling on Thursdays. But I think we have 1.8 thousand, which is better than when we started years ago, but not as good as it's been recently. So yeah, on that show, that's the Who's Playing Out show, where we feature all our musicians and venues that report in to us. And that's how it goes. Thank you, Megan, for telling me I suck today. Thank you. It's the nicest thing anyone said to me all day, by the way. Hi, Bill. Thank you for joining us as well. Good evening. So, yeah, 1.8 on that. Thanks for the shares. Don't forget to follow us on all the socials. We're on the X, the Insta, the Book of Face, the Tick of Talk, and the Tube of You. So join us on any of those you want. We do stream this on YouTube as well. So if we ever aren't on the air on Facebook, please tune in on YouTube. It's much better there, too. The quality's better. The audio's better. My ugly face even looks a little better on YouTube. It does. And we are still looking for sponsors in 2026 for some of our shows. So if you know anybody that would like to be a sponsor, please send them my way. We do have the Bell and the Bear sponsoring our Tuesday show. Heather sponsors our Thursday, but we still have Wednesday with the band available, and we still have Monday's Weekend Update available if you want to be a sponsor for a small monetary donation to keep us rolling here and keep our streaming platforms paid for and all those things that get more and more expensive every day to do this. So thank you, guys. We appreciate that. Let me keep moving. Our weekly programming, I want to get a quick commercial in for that. Tuesday, Hot Topic Tuesday, brought to you by the Bell and the Bear, and my co-host, Karis, will be talking about some flavor-filled topic tomorrow, so join us for that. Wednesday with the band, where we feature Wednesday with the band. Give you a little sneak peek, too, coming in 2026. One-on-one Wednesday. Some days when we don't have bands, we're going to do one-on-one interviews with just local music celebs and talk to them about their background, and we're just going to chat music. We're not going to necessarily be a whole show dedicated to their band and stuff, so that'll be fun. That'll be some good stuff. One-on-one Wednesday coming your way on days we don't have a full band to talk about. And still in Siesta Key, where it's 65 degrees today. That is, to those people down there that live there, that is like parka weather. I know from living in Florida that when it gets down in the 60s and the 50s, that they just don't get outside. They bundle up inside and that's it. But, you know, those homes aren't really made for that kind of temperature either. It's crazy. And John says Southwest Ohio should be proud to have somebody like me. Thank you so much for that, John. I appreciate that very much. Roger, thank you for being here. Roger Bates in the house. Bill Dankoff is here. How you doing, Bill? Good to see you. I didn't see Bill over the weekend. I usually run into Bill, but I didn't see him over the weekend. All right, let me get started here. Real quick, like this week in music for us here at All Around Town Radio. My final regular season Name That Tune was last Wednesday at Heather's. 33-week run there for the summer months, so we go April through November. And really a great time. Those folks that play are family. Some of them have been with me for 6 years there, and they don't miss a game. I think there's probably 6 or 8 teams on the list this year of the top 25 that had perfect attendance. Maybe even more than that for the entire season. Might be 10. So, you know, when their team shows up or some semblance of a team shows up every week to play and get their points so they can make the finals this week. And we're doing our big finale on Wednesday night. Sides up on the tent, heaters in there. It's going to be comfortable and nice, and a lot of great prizes that Heather puts together for that one. So we'd love to see you join us next year for Name That Tune. Hopefully I'll be back on the patio. She hasn't said I'm not, so I would assume after 6 years, we're going to continue that. as long as the creek don't rise and I'm still alive. So we're doing it. So yeah, we had 23 teams this week. A lot of fun, great regular folks, and just so much fun. So I want to move on to Thursday. Hi, Steve Stein. How are you, buddy? Good to see you with us. Let's see here. On Thursday last week, I just happened to pop in for a short bit, did the Thursday show, and then a group called the Bowl Cuts were playing their acoustic version at Mr. Burroughs Tavern, and they were only playing 5 to 8 because of football on Thursdays there. And let me tell you, man, these two guys were fantastic. I said hi to them for a minute, but didn't get a chance to even really introduce myself or any of that. But I've never seen the Bowl Cuts play. I understand they have a full band that's fantastic. And these two guys were slaying it there with their blend of 90s music. And really, it was a lot of 90s hits. The crowd was loving them. A lot of positive comments. First time they'd been at Mr. Burroughs, I think, for that style acoustic show. And really good. And my buddy Hollywood had told me about him a while back from down there at Hamilton's Urban Backyard. He told me I had to see this band. He had him over the summer. And I'm glad I did pop in and get a chance to see him for a few songs. Didn't get to see much, saw the end of it, but it was wonderful. So hats off to the Bowl Cuts. Follow them on the Book of Face, guys. I did today. And speaking of that, if you see our weird posts that I try to post everything we do over the weekend, Facebook will not let me tag anything right now. So I'm trying. Occasionally I can go back and retry to tag and it'll come up. If anyone is a social media expert, and don't do it in the comments here today, but if you're a social media expert and you know how the fix for that, because I know that you have to follow their page. I know that stuff. But if you know a fix, please send it my way because I'd love to get that back. I can't even tag the Bell and the Bear anymore. And that's, I've tagged them a million times. So really crazy stuff. Hi, Dirk Turner. How are you? Good to see you with us today. Hi, Kara. Thank you for joining us here on this frigid Monday. Man, when it gets cold like this, and it's not even cold yet, but, it's like after the summer, we've had a really good fall weather-wise, and it's just crappy out today. It was. I went to the gym, and it was crappy. It was crappy outside. It was, yes. Mark Schinkel in the house. How are you, Mark? I've not had a chance to see Brian Culbertson. I've heard a lot about him. I've heard a lot of good positives, Mark, but I've not had the chance to catch him. But I understand you did over the weekend. I saw that in the comments on our call for Who'd You See Playing Out, which is fun for me. I'd love to read what everybody did, and that gives me ideas, too, of who to go see and some of those kind of things. So really, really some good positives come out of that post every week when we make it on Sunday, if I remember. And that's the day we also put out our call for gigs to musicians. So if you want to be on our list for Thursday, send us a direct message and I can get you involved in one of those gig groups to be reminded each week. Like Rick Kern is and people like that. Dirk Turner. A whole lot of people who are on here who are on those lists. So thank you to the Bowl Cuts, Mr. Burroughs Tavern. And then Friday, I did not see live local music. I spent the day in Kentucky. It was my mom's 85th birthday. I will tell you that my mom is in a unit that has to do with memory care. And she is 85. And out of those that memory care unit, there is a whole lot of people who had COVID. So like a majority of the folks that are in that facility. My dad's also in the same facility, but he's up in another floor, and he's pretty safe with it. But that was not a good thing. So we didn't do any pictures or anything like that. She wasn't feeling the best, but I did get a chance to visit with her and spend some time on her 85th birthday, which I don't get down there enough to see them. They're a couple, 2.5 hours away. And it's tough. It's tough on the drive back the same day because Cincinnati on a Friday, that was brutal. And it was raining and nasty. So that's what I did Friday. I didn't go out and see any bands Friday night. I stayed in. But yeah, it's always a pleasure when you can still have your parents. And my parents, my mom's 85, my dad's 90. And they're still doing it. And there's the Bowl Cuts who joined us. Thank you, guys. I I did tag you earlier. I think I was able to tag you finally, but thank you so much. And thanks so much for a great night of music there. What I got to see, I got in there late. I didn't realize you were playing at 5. I was going to try to catch you from 7 to 9, but it was the early bird special that night, and I did get a chance to hear the bowl cuts, and they were great, guys. Follow them on Facebook if you can, and go see the full band. I'm going to go see the full band for sure after hearing them that night. And I had some friends there who told me it was just a fantastic show. And hello, Carlos. How are you? From Spongeworthy and Britches Down. Thank you for being with us. Thanks, Kara, for saying happy birthday to my mom. I appreciate that. So that was, we talked about Thursday. Friday, I didn't see live local music, but Saturday, boy, did I see a show. This is the one I want to focus on today because our friends from Abe's Lincoln, and I call them friends because from the first time I met them, they were just like family to me. They were just super nice people, wonderful band full of extremely talented individuals. And they got the chance to debut at the Bell and the Bear on Saturday night. I made the trip down. I had the opportunity to go to a birthday party at Grainworks, which happened to be, I didn't realize it was such a FC Cincinnati place. The FC game was on. It was insanely packed in there, and FC Cincinnati won 2-1, and it went crazy there at the very end. But so I was at a birthday party there, and then boogied on down the street to the Bell and the Bear, which I got there about 8:45. Mistake number 1, Scott made. I circled the parking lot waiting for the comedy club to let out next door, Go Bananas. And I finally got into a parking place and made it into the Bell and the Bear just as I heard Brad, I think, on stage giving me a huge shout out. And Brad, I've got to say thank you so much. You shouted me out several times throughout the night. All I did was do a little recommending to get you there, but Karis is the one who I've got to give a shout out to, book this band. And she takes what I have to say sometimes and runs with it. And I appreciate that. And Abe's Lincoln just did a remarkably killer job. Probably one of the best debuts I've ever seen at the Bell and the Bear. And I think Ed Sawicki and I were having that conversation and said that they just hit the ground running and slayed it. Ed got some wonderful pictures. I got some pictures that I posted on my page today, but you want to go see the great pictures, go see Ed Sawicki's of the night, since if you weren't there. Let me see what some of the comments say about this here real quick. Brad saying Bowl Cuts is a great name. I thought it was a great name too. Hi, Alex from Mojo Rising. Hope you had fun in Florida as well. Hello, Heather. She says Abe's Lincoln slayed it. They did, Heather. It was a pleasure to see you as well. And wow. And Chad said he saw Abe's debut at Little Miami Brewing in Milford, and they were so much fun. Great band. Yes. And Megan says Brad is good people. Brad is good people, and Scott's good people, and the rest of the band is good people. They're just quality musicians with an attitude that they're going to give the best product that you can possibly get when you go see them. Now, I will tell you that the Bell and the Bear, about the time I got in the door, they started holding a line outside. I will tell you this, that line was being held at 11 o'clock at night as well. It was one out, one in. It was so full in the Bell and the Bear. And I got to give Abe's Lincoln hats off because they brought can I say shit ton? They brought a shit ton of people. There were a lot of faces in there I had never seen before at the Bell and the Bear. And I've been there enough to know most of the regular people. It was insane. And this band was just a party from start to finish. And what I love about them is their set list. And let me run down a few set list songs here in just a minute. And Dave, you do have to go see Abe's Lincoln, man. You'll love this band. I'm telling you, you'll just absolutely just fall in love with this band and want to go see them all the time. They're that kind of band. Let's see. John said he left their break Saturday night at 10, and it was standing room only, I think is what he's trying to say there. Yes. And people wanting to get in outside. It was just crazy. Crazy good. Kara said she saw Abe's Lincoln at a brewery in Sharonville. They are awesome. was that fretboard. I think they play fretboard once in a while. And I saw him at Heather's on the patio. Was it my first time I caught him? Might have been on the patio at Heather's. And they had me sold right there. And Megan loves that they played Stacy's Mom. Yes, absolutely. And Kara says she doesn't know. Okay. Well, it's probably down that way. I bet it was fretboard. So let's talk about Abe's Lincoln set list here for just a minute. And I've got to look over my glasses here to look at the prompter because this one's kind of far away. So give me just a second. And hi, let me do that. Let's just do that. We'll just drop those glasses down so I can see it better. Set number 1, Working for the Weekend, Hazy Shade of Winter, Authority Song, What I Like About You. I hope I've got their set list. American Girl, Hey Jealousy, Breakfast at Tiffany's, Honky Tonk Woman, I Think We're Alone Now, Centerfold, New Sensation, Don't You Forget About Me, Hungry Like the Wolf, Billie Jean, Lionel Richie's All Night Long, love that. Take on Me, and Let's Go Crazy. That's just to start with, kids. That was just the first set. I did not get set 3, but I did get set number 2, and we'll talk about that here in just a second. But take note of that. Just take note of that set list and the variety of music that they played. And then they kind of went into their hairband set on set number 2. And Brad says the video for Stacy's Mom gets more attention than they do. Well, I like the fact that you play the videos and sync up to them in the background. And, one thing I was talking to, and let me give Jeff Vance a shout out too, did sound that night, had him dialed in perfectly. The band sounded fantastic. And Jeff and I always talk about bands that play to tracks and have this. And he's like, these guys are playing to a click track, obviously, so that it syncs with the videos and they keep in time with all that and that. But they're playing their instruments, guys. They're playing the keyboards. They're playing there's some keyboard fills once in a while that people put in because they don't hire a keyboard player. Well, this band's got it all. And amazing guitar work, vocal work. Scott's vocal work was great. Brad's vocal work was great. And then they hit up set number 2, and he said Vance was so good. Jeff is a pro, and I think Kevin Cooper said it once, like he's got the patience of a driver's ed instructor. He is that guy that never gets rattled. Jeff is amazing. Jeff and I have a standing joke about more snare. Every time he walks by me, I yell more snare, and he pumps the snare up in the mix just to mess with me a little. Because at the Bell, the drums can be kind of loud at times and in other locations, but we joke about that. And Jeff's just a quality individual, just a wonderful guy to have around, and just does a fantastic job of mixing the sound. Anytime you're at the Bell and the Bear, you're in good hands with Jeff Vance. You are. So set number 2, Paradise City. Great White tune, Once Bitten, Twice Shy. Pour Some Sugar on Me. You Get Love, A Bad Name. Give, that is. I said get. Or You Get Love, Bad Name. Yes. Nothing But a Good Time. Every Rose Has Its Thorn. Stacy's Mom. She's got it going on. Yes. Jesse's Girl. Semi-Charmed Life. Wanted Dead or Alive. My Own Worst Enemy. And Jump. Those are the 2 set lists I got a photo of. I didn't get set 3. Now, Scott's going to give Scott's opinion only. But I wish they'd have played 2 90s instead of 3 sets because I just like that. And nothing was wrong with their show, believe me. Their show went over like it was, like people should have been paying $50 a ticket to go see them. They were wonderful. They were absolutely wonderful. And Valerie said, great set list. Sorry to miss that. Yes, you need to check them out, Valerie. They are a quality band. And a wonderful time, and good human beings too. And Brad, I can't thank you enough for the shout outs, my friend. You gave Haul Around Town some great plugs, and I had people come up to me after you did that and introduce themselves, said they've watched the show, and I would have never met them otherwise if you hadn't done that little shout out a couple times. So thank you so much for that. I appreciate you more than you know, my friend, and just really a cool show that night. And to debut at the Bell and the Bear with that kind of crowd. And, a packed house like that can be good and bad for a bar. This was energy. Anybody that came for the first time to the Bell and the Bear that night is going to be back. They're like, this is a cool venue. It's a wonderful place to see music. The sound was great. And just the vibe is just so good in there with the energetic customers and such. But it also really makes it tough on people to get drinks because the bar is just so overwhelmed with a lot of people. And hats off to Karis's crew, man. They bust their butt. I was watching Vanessa run back and forth as hard as she could run. It's a good staff there. Jess was back there. There was a whole bunch of staff back there busting their butts to help. And we had a good time. There were a lot of friends there, a lot of people there. Like I said, Megan and Heather were there that night. I got a chance to hang with them a little bit. And then, of course, Mart and Erica and everybody that I dearly love at the Bell that are the regular crew there. Just a really, really good evening and a fun time with Abe's Lincoln. And I can't recommend this band enough. Go see them if you haven't yet. Put it on your bucket list, as they say, and go see this band as soon as you can. And Brad, if you're out there, if you've got an upcoming gig that's like in the near couple weeks here, throw it in the comments, if you will. Love to hear it. And Heather said Jess and Vanessa worked their butts off. Yeah. And I always give a shout out to Jeep, the doorman. He is amazing as well. And he handles the door really, really well. And, I kind of watched the door as I was in the back watching the band for a while, and there weren't too many people bitching about the $5 cover. And the week before, I had been at a bar to see Cassette Junkies. They were charging a $10 cover. So I think people are starting to get a little more used to the cover charges. And they understand if they want to continue to have live music venues, they got to help pay for it a little bit. And so that's a good thing. I like to see that happening. Megan said it was a great time. Yes. And Chad said Jeff is a badass. He was with Billy Rock that night, Chad was. And what's Glenn got to say? Saturday was a doubleheader after yesterday once more. Went to see Don't Tell Steve. There you go. I haven't seen Don't Tell Steve in a long time. I need to get out and see Stephanie and company there as well. They're a wonderful band as well. And Brad's got Fretboard Blue Ash final show of 2025. Okay, when is that coming up? Is that soon? This Saturday. Oh, I see you commented again later. This Saturday night, Fretboard Blue Ash. So if you want to go see Abe's Lincoln, that's a good opportunity. And it's a big venue. It's going to hold a lot of people. And it's early, too. You can go somewhere else after. It's 7 to 10, I think. So you can go somewhere and party afterwards if you want. Or you can just go home and go to bed because it's cold out. But you at least go see Abe's Lincoln. Hello, Matt Matheny. How are you, brother? Good to see you. I haven't seen you in so long. I'd love to run into you soon. Really would. Matt Matheny's a great performer, guys. Wonderful singer, and just love Matt Matheny. And so this Saturday night at Fretboard, if you want to check them out. And I have to say, the band is in such sync. They are just so connected when they're on stage. You see the guys looking at each other. I mean, they're playing off each other. They're having a great time. I don't know. Brad, tell me the young man's name again that's playing bass. He's the guitar player's son. He is. It is so great to see him up there because let's face it, he looks like he's 12. I'm just going to say it. He looks like he's 12 years old. He's not, but he looks like he's 12. But boy, was I here. All the ladies who were in the front row are going, adorable. Isn't he cute? He's great. I love this kid. All that. It was just, it was wonderful. And Spencer, that's it. Okay. And yes, he puts on a great show. And Heather said bass player has so much charisma. He did. And yes, let me know when you're coming this way, Matt Matheny. I want to know because I want to try to find you and listen to you play if you're playing or if you're just coming up to hang out. Let me know. And what is this? Kathy said she'd pay $20 to see CFG again. Saw them Friday. Another great band that was at the Bell and the Bear on Friday night. CFG and the Family. And I've worked with them so many times. They're just wonderful people as well. And good times. But Abe's Lincoln, guys, can't say enough about him. I did make the cut out in the beginning of the third set because I had an early call on Sunday morning to be somewhere. So which I'm going to talk about real quick here. But Brad, thank you for being on here. Please pass that on to Scott as well. Wonderful night. And the rest of your band, just fantastic. I really, truly enjoyed my evening there at the Bell and the Bear with you guys. And it's so nice to see all the faces up front singing along and smiling and pumping fists in the air and having a good time. All that good stuff. You notice I threw that in, Heather. That was for you. So there it is. If she missed it, it's not going to be funny, but yes. And yes, Spencer just, he had the adorable crowd going. He did. They loved him. And yes, Megan was there as well. And so many other people in the room that were commenting about what a great band you guys are. And so you made the splash at the Bell and the Bear. You did when you arrived on Saturday night. And you got to love it. Yes, you can stop now, Heather. You can. All right, I got to keep rolling here, guys. I got a few more things to talk about. Allow me to tell you about my Sunday. If you haven't seen our page and seen a few of the pictures I posted, I was in a room with 6 men and 100 women for a brunch on Sunday morning that started at 10 a.m. I was there only because I was requested to be there to take pictures and videos. I did not MC. I did not DJ this event. A gentleman named Jay Nip DJ'd, who does the Hollywood Casino in Lawrenceburg, the Boogie Nights show there. And this was called the Bougie Boogie Brunch. And I'm just going to tell you that, this was off the hook. Nothing like getting 100 women drunked up at 10 a.m. in the morning on mimosas and playing party songs that they dance to and sing along to. Every person had a fake microphone to sing. And if you haven't seen any of the videos, you got to go to Mr. Burroughs' page to see them. I will post a few this week. One where he was playing In the Air Tonight, Phil Collins, and the entire room using silverware and microphones doing the drum beat. It was crazy, and singing songs, that are great sing-alongs and great dance songs. And the bar staff up on the bar partying, they were TikTok living this thing the whole time, had like 3,000 live viewers on TikTok watching. This thing was off the charts and just so much fun. And Marcy and Rick and their staff did a great job of feeding everybody. They had candied bacon, which was to die for, and quiche. And yes, real men do eat quiche. And all kinds of little delectable baked goods and all that on every table. These ladies paid one price and came in. And I will say, occasionally I haven't been groped like that in a long time. I'm just going to say that. It was kind of fun. It was. We had a great time. And a lot of these ladies I knew from the Springboro area. They come to our trivia nights. They come to Mr. Burroughs to see bands. And just so much fun. And I've got to give Jay another shout out, man. This guy, he had the perfect set list, the perfect entertainment. He slayed it. And he had these women feeding out of his hand, man. He did. And it was so cool how he played along with the crowd and got the crowd involved for the whole thing. It was a really great event. And I was, there was a couple guys that came in with their wives that bought tickets and came in. But for the most part, it was all ladies. And then a few of the staff members that were guys. But talking to him, it was like being a wolf in the hen house. It was interesting. But Mr. Burroughs, hats off to you for a wonderful brunch. It was supposed to be over at 1. It kept going till 2 at least when it started to wind down. But yes, Bob Klein, you were right. Yeah, Brad says those are good odds. And yes. And Megan says, thanks for the cassette junkie shout out. Bob Klein says 6 to 100. Yeah, the odds were pretty good. They were, Bob. They were. It was definitely a good environment to be in. And really, really good stuff. And then, of course, Roger Bates. Yes. If they break it, they buy it. Yeah, it was an interesting show. friend of mine posted on a post that I did, and he said something about he could smell the crazy if you drove by. He was right. It got crazy in there, but really fun. Nothing better than a bunch of drunk moms. It was good. And I shouldn't say that. They weren't all drunk, but they were having a good time. They were enjoying the adult beverages and the fun environment for sure. So thanks to Rick and Marcy for asking me to do that. And I'll be posting some more on my page. But if you want to see all the full stuff that we shot and did on its entirety, you can check out the page at Mr. Burroughs Tavern. And that'll be a good thing. So last but not least, Sunday, the last thing I want to talk about is Sunday, and that was our trip to the Bell and the Bear for the customer appreciation party. Thank you to Karis for throwing that great party. Wonderful night, afternoon, evening, early evening. And it started out with the Angela Combs band playing, who is amazing. By the way, Angela Combs' voice is just... it's so soulful and so resonating. Just love her voice and love her personality as well. She's super nice. Rob Olson, my buddy Rob on guitar. I've known Rob a long time, and since he was way back in a show called The Prince Experience. And Rob is an amazing human as well, who does a lot for the music community, and he really did a lot for Women Who Rock this year. He was, if you're not familiar with Rob, he was the solo guitarist who played with the first 7 women on stage doing their songs at Women Who Rock. And Rob, you could throw a song at Rob and he could play it. I mean, he's that good and just, he's phenomenal. Along with a little special guest appearance by Rick Kern. And first time I'd seen the Angela Combs band, by the way, play a lot of electric stuff. Rob was on the electric guitar. The electric bass was in there. Usually have a stand-up bass, all that. So that was an interesting twist as well. But Rick Kern got up there. I'm glad, Rick, if you're out there, I'm glad you remembered those Eagles songs, the words. Really glad. I didn't know if you were going to pull that off or not. You know, Rick never sings the Eagles. But it was amazing. And Queensryche. Oh, Jet City Woman. Rick slayed that song. Really good stuff. And I think I made a couple notes here. Let me look here real quick. See, did I make notes? I think I did on Angela. Yes, certainly. Rick's high-end falsetto vocals on Take It to the Limit by the Eagles were just a showstopper as well. The Queensryche tune was amazing. Angela doing Teddy Swims early in the evening. Lose Control. Love that song. Love Angela's version of it. Love Rob on guitar to it. She did her own version. I've heard it before, but it really hit me that night. Last night was Guns N' Roses' Sweet Child of Mine that she does her own variation of, and it is phenomenal. Just an amazing performer, Angela Combs is. And then threw in one of my favorites of all time. I've had him on the show, Mr. John Waite. In fact, he's coming back on the show soon. And we like to talk about his originals. He does artwork as well. And if you know that, John Waite from the 80s, from the Babies and that kind of thing. He does a song called Missing You, and I love that song. He actually cut that song over COVID with some friends of mine called Stranger here in Dayton that play, and they released that, and it's on their album, actually, Missing You, and a really cool version. And John told me in the interview, and he wasn't blowing smoke either, because he told me before the show that was absolutely his favorite cover of all time done of that song, because Tina Turner covered it with him. And he loved it. He just loved what he did with Stranger. And I think it was because it was during the COVID era and they had to do it remotely and they put it together and it was just so cool. So Angela did Missing You. And that was a good one as well. And what's that? And Chad says, first time I've ever seen them. Not sure how that's possible. Is that Angela Combs band? First time you've ever seen them? Wow. That's cool. What'd Rick say? I got to see what Rick has to say here. Angela and the whole band were very welcoming and gracious. Great times. Yes. And then he also said, let's just say the Eagles are not in heavy rotation at home. No, you sing that enough. I know you do, but you kill it every single time. And if you've not seen Rick Kern in Blackbone Cat, go see them. If you haven't seen Rick Kern in the Eagles Project, go see him. Or the Rick Kern solo show or anything else he might stumble on stage and be a part of, because he's just wonderful. He is. And Kara, I'm not sure we're going to do that this year. We have not set that yet. So I will tell you, I will let you know, but I don't think we may not pull that off, because last year our attendance was not the best on that at the Bell and the Bear. And it was all Dayton people who drove down to the Bell and the Bear. So it was kind of interesting. I know you guys were the furthest south. So we'll see what happens with that one. We may do one, just do a one and done thing, plus the weather. It's just the weather gets crappy. It seemed like every time we pulled that off last year, the weather was really crappy. So thank you so much to Karis for throwing that party last night, feeding everybody, and her staff and everybody that was there. It was great to hang out. It was great to see Ed Sawicki in the house without a camera. He was relaxing. He was there with his beautiful wife, and just had a great time. And we had a good time. Got to sit there with Chad and chat with Chad a little bit. It was great to see you, Chad. And anybody else that attended that event last night, thank you so much for being friendly, and the nice comments about Hall Around Town Radio, and the not so nice comments about Hall Around Town Radio, who said that they figured Karis was going to get me kicked off the internet someday, which is probably true. She does like to throw the F-bomb out there every once in a while. And yes, Scott, you are tardy. You're tardy, Scott. Thank you so much, Scott, for a great night on Saturday night. So again, let me roll through it one more time. Bowl Cuts, thank you for a wonderful evening at Mr. Burroughs on Thursday. Abe's Lincoln knocked it out of the park on Saturday. Just one of the best debuts I've ever seen at the Bell. And thank you to Jeff Vance for having him dialed in perfectly. That's the example of what I tell bands that are going to play there for the first time. Don't bring your own sound guy. Let Jeff do it. Jeff will make sure it's good. And he always does. And no offense to your own sound guy. Bring him if you want. He can sit there with Jeff. But Jeff does a remarkable job. Set list was great. Certainly, again, Scott and Brad, thank you for the big shout out for Hall Around Town Radio. Good stuff. Good stuff. Yes. So that's all we got today. Sunday Bougie Brunch at Mr. Burroughs was an incredible hit. I'm still recovering. And then, of course, the Bell Customer Appreciation Party was so good. So thank you for that. And before anybody gets jacked up, how did we not know? That was an invitation-only event that Karis put out invitations to her regulars. And that's how it worked. So just know that it wasn't an open to the public event or any of that. Or you could have come to see the Angela Combs band, because they were wonderful. And thank you to Angela and her camp as well. They're all so nice people, as Rick said, very welcoming, and always nice to you when you show up. Thank you, Jimmy Kilroy. Hey, we'll be back tomorrow live at 5 with your co-host with the most, Karis, will be here. And I'll be here providing... I don't know, seeing if I can piss her off or do something on the air. So join me for that tomorrow at 5. Wednesday with the band at noon. And then Thursday, Who's Playing Out, brought to you by our friends at Heather's Cafe in Springboro. So that's all we got for a Monday, guys. That's our weekend update. Jill, thank you for dropping by. Didn't see you were on here. Thank you so much, Jill. And Glenn, thank you so much. Glad you enjoyed your weekend, and glad you got to see the Carpenters tribute there. That's fun. And then Stephanie too. Don't tell Steve. That's a good thing always. So thanks for watching, guys. Get out and support live local music this week in the bands and venues that bring it to you. Until next time at 5 tomorrow, we'll be here. See you then. Bye-bye.
Flip on the book of face. Yeah, I know where to go. There's a man over there into the music scene, showing lots of love for the community with great advice.
Thanks, Bob Klein. See you tomorrow, brother. Thank you so much. Heather, good to see you Saturday as well. Show.
That's where I go for the latest brand info. So
Show.
the music that comforts my soul.
Hey, if you haven't followed us on Facebook, do so. If you're a band especially, follow us because I can't tag you if you don't follow me. Thank you. Yes, that's the truth. I like that picture right there. The incredible Britt Lightning and Julia Lage from Vixen. Women Who Rock a couple years ago. There's the lovely Kathy Laverde and Karis. It is. Kathy co-hosted once. She did. It's like a slideshow. There's John Karabi. Hi, John. Hot Topic Tuesday tomorrow, live at 5. Joy and Judgment. Join us. That's all we got today, guys. Thank you. Have a great day. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.